Welcome to the Human Planet Show. Again, this is Marvin. Marsh, I'm your host for the Human Planet Show. And I just want to talk about a few things today. I'm back from vacationing. Isn't that something that we can vacation in America? And it's so great. It's so great. And it's a lot of being safe with our police officers and sheriff department in this. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to get to the point. The music that you're about to hear is I have no rights to this music, okay? But I do have the rights to my expression. Joe Billy, when Eva Billy, I want to thank you. This is the reason why I'm here, because of Joe Billy and Eva Billy. And thank you again for, I've got some people that have been handsome. Thank you very much, okay? So the music you're about to hear, make sure you hit thumbs up and on this and you subscribe, okay? Marvin Marshall, let's get it going here. Okay. So Marvin, listen, Marvin, how can they say, Marvin, you can adjust yourself to any in a situation kind of thing there, and you can dance, Marvin, you can speak well, thank you, kind of thing there, so you can thank you all very much, okay? And I think it's good to be there's a diversity, and you can participate in that, and you can how can you say, have that vision and of individuals, okay, in terms of their personalities and things of nature, so that keeps us going, okay? Bottom line. Like I say, I have no rights over this music. I'm trying to look so great, man. And it's good. One thing, we guys would like to look great for whom? Like to look great for that woman, isn't it something? Wow. I wrote some things down in what I did. And I said I wrote it's called recommendation. Recommendation comes from participation. And that with a consistency, when you're consistent, you have to be consistent with your obligations. Let me say that again. Recommendation comes from, to me, participation with a consistent obligation. I'm gonna go on with this, and I'm going to pretty much talk in general. Let me go on with it. Mental commitment in the conscious and subconscious mind, which would have you will have it's an invisible power. But once you have obligated yourself and fulfilled that goal, then you will recognize the existing power within you. Now I'm going to get to the point. You sure? You want me to do that again? Say that again? Okay. Like I said, mental commitment, and that's in the conscious and subconscious mind. We have an invisible power that you have that you have obligated yourself to fulfill your goal, and that's it. To fulfill your goal, and that you would recognize the existing power. But I'm gonna go back. You'll recognize that existing power because of the consistency of obligation, okay, and principles that have you set and you listen to that was passed on to you. Isn't that something? And we have here let's see here. Now let me get to the point. You people have better wake up. This is a fact, and I wrote this down, and perpetuate that. Would perpetuate what have been taught to you, that those lucrative principles. Now, I try to let they elucidate and clear. Okay, let me say that again. I said, Marvin, get to the point. Okay. But now, your people, and I said your people have better understand. This is a fact. You better understand that what have and perpetuate what have been taught to you. Let me make sure what have been taught, what have people have taught you lucrative principles. Now let me go back. Recommendation comes from, to me, recognizing good qualities in an individual, and I think when you have those qualities, that recommendations, and that companies, if a company for one to recognize or how can you say recommend, it's you must recognize. And for me to recognize, I have to look at the principles. I have to sit and look at the professionalism of that particular company, and I have to look at the accuracy, preciseness. Okay, bottom line. And so, based on that, I would recommend you to others because of your the principles or your accuracy, your precise information that you give. And when you give that precise information, it's consistent. It's there all the time. But let me tell you one thing. When you, I'm trying to put it in the right words. When you're not recommended, it's because you have to, you pretty much, you better look at yourself. You better look at your attitude. You better work on your attitude. Okay? And that's a fact. Bottom line, you got to work on that attitude. And because working on the attitude, it's a training, but at the same time, excuse me. At the same time, you're going to benefit. You're going to benefit from that. So here again, in my time, a recommendation comes from participation. Participation with a consistency of obligation. I'm going to use the word obligation because you obligated yourself in the prior years to because you knew one day that based on your personality, your professionalism, okay, your mannerism, that you would be recommended. And that's a great thing when you're talking about recommendation. But it comes from, here again, it comes from your humbleness, okay, your dedication. Bottom line, I'm not going to talk too long, but it's a great thing. I think that when one can see that recommendation, once that recommendation have been so clear and it's out there, give yourself credit. Give yourself that. Give yourself credit. I'm telling you, recognize yourself. Recognize that you were dedicated and you obligated yourself. You obligated to yourself day and night, bottom line, to become that person. Okay? And the power within you. And I talked about, what did I talk about? Committed? A mental commitment. It's a mental commitment with the subconscious, the conscious and subconscious mind. And when you commit yourself, the power is invisible. But when you look at once you have, once you have built that desire or build what you were set out to do, you built it. You built that. Bottom line, because here's the thing, because you had to substantiate some kind of information and principle in that conscious and subconscious mind. Bottom line, and as a result, it became what now it's lucrative. What I said about it, and I said it. If you've got to perpetuate you got to perpetuate lucrative. Let me get back to that. I don't want to put you wrong. You got to perpetuate lucrative principles that was passed on to you. And I guarantee this, once you make that part of your life, okay? Make sure you let that part of your life, that obligation, that going back to you being obligated, or you said, I'm going to obligate myself to learn these principles, because in the long run it's going to benefit me and I'm going to have a very comfortable life. Isn't that something? So what am I saying? Marvin, what is your point? I'll tell you what my point is. To be recommended. Work on your personality. Focus on your professionalism. Focus on your love, your principles. To do what? To do what? What are you talking about, Marvin? To do what? To make things comfortable for other human beings. Make things comfortable for other human beings. And let me tell you one thing. Power is, how can you say, it's invisible. But once you have accomplished your goal, you know that the power is within you. Use it. I want to thank you all, okay? Thank you all so much. That music is good. Wow, gotta go. And remember, recommendation comes from participation early in your life. And listening to and grabbing hold of that, those ideals that was presented to you. Gotta go. I'm getting all kind of phone calls. Thank you guys.